Singapore has confirmed 3 new cases of the COVID-19 virus, taking the total infections in the country to 50. All the new cases have no recent travel history to mainland China. 8 patients are in critical condition. 6 others, all adults, have been discharged. And so far, 15 patients have recovered from the virus. One of the 3 new cases is a DBS Bank employee. 300 staff members from the bank's offices at the Marina Bay Financial Centre were evacuated once the case was confirmed. And those evacuated worked with the infected person on the same level of the building. And they've been told to work from home as a precaution. The other 2 cases are from a church, the Grace Assembly of God. And that's one of 2 new clusters, bringing the total to 5 clusters in Singapore.
At a press conference, a panel addressed questions on whether the number of cases in Singapore will reach a peak soon. Now, this comes after China reported its lowest number of new COVID-19 cases since January to date. Some have predicted that China will see a peak in April, but the panel here said it's too early to tell when Singapore will see a peak, and they also explained that there might be a lag effect.
In general, if we see a peak at a certain time in China, given the pattern of spread where travelers come out from China and go to various other countries, it would be the case, therefore, that peak in other countries, in fact, occurs much later compared to the peak in the original country where the outbreak first started. And from the modeling data, that peak that occurs much later in the other countries may in fact occur 1 to 2 months later. It's difficult to be more precise because one actually needs more data. You need to see, for example, more cases occurring in a particular country to understand the trajectory of an outbreak that occurs within that country itself. And even though we have announced 50 cases, in fact, it's still too early from our own local data to be able to predict how that would go.
National Development Minister Lawrence Wong, who is also the co-chair of the Ministerial Task Force on COVID-19, said Singapore can expect to see more cases that are not linked to China, and this comes as the country steps up surveillance and does more testing. But if there is a need, the government may step up additional measures such as social distancing to try and contain the virus and prevent it from spreading further. But Mr. Wong also stressed that communication and information sharing is key, especially at a time like this.
We are also stepping up our surveillance and doing more testing of cases. We can very well expect to see more cases coming up in the future, in the coming days and weeks. We can expect that to happen. We don't know how successful we will be in all of these containment measures that we have put in place. We will do our very best. But if there is a need, then we may very well have to step up and do more measures, additional measures that involve social distancing in order to try and reduce the chance of the virus spreading further.